Saro. I'm a dog trainer and also coach dog owners. And in this live video, we're going to talk about should you get a dog for your kids? If you are a single parent, whether you're a single parent or you're a parent, and you know kids are asking for a dog, whether it's a good idea to get a dog or not. We're going to talk about the pros and cons and benefits, and also other issues related to this topic, whether you should get a dog for your kids or not. And I'm going to answer questions related to this topic today. So keep the questions regarding this topic only. Unless there's the extra time at the end, I will answer some additional questions as well. If you're watching this video on a rerun, feel free to ask your questions in the comments area. And if you have any opinion and comment that you want to share with everybody else, feel free to share it either on the chat area or in the comments area. Hopefully you're doing well and everything is going well. And today I'm going to talk about whether you should get a dog for your kids, especially that Christmas is coming, and probably kids are going to be asking for a dog. So whether you should do it or not. And I'm going to talk about a little bit more, I would say, in openly about this topic, because I think I'm passionate about this topic overall. I got my coffee going on, the heater is on, and it's a wet, cold day, and hopefully you're somewhere warm and nice and you're enjoying the day. So let's get started. So should you get a dog for your kids? Whenever we talk about kids and dogs, and parents ask me, should I get a dog for my kids, it depends on a few things, and hopefully by listening and seeing the content of today will make you and help you to make a better choice or decision when it comes to your this choice of making of whether you should get a dog for your kids or not. But most parents who are interested in the question of whether they should get a dog for their kids or not is probably a little bit deeper question that they need to ask. Most parents, but again, whether you are a regular parent or a single parent, most parents, they want dog themselves, and they're kind of looking for a reason to excuse themselves to get a dog. Most parents, I would say, when they were a kid themselves, probably they grew up with a dog, and then later on in their lives, they didn't have the opportunity to have dogs, and now that they have settled down and settled in, they have kids, and they think it's good time to have a dog, and they are looking for an excuse to get a dog. It comes from deep within an adult person, especially when they have a kid. They're looking for an excuse to be excused to have certain thing. It goes back to our childhood. It goes back to our deep feelings inside, emotionally, how we feel about dogs. So there are parents who they either had a dog when they were growing up, when they were kids, or they had a good positive experience, or there were parents who had a negative experience growing up with dogs. Probably they got bit or got attacked by a dog. So these two experiences from the parents childhood memories and experiences would determine if these parents are going to allow the kids to have a dog. So those who have had negative experiences, they're going to say obviously no. But you have to understand that the fear that an adult has when it comes to um, experiences, negative experiences that they had with a dog can be changed and can be addressed at this time, at this age. But also, we can't uh, think that because we personally had a bad experience with our dogs, our kids have to go through the same thing. Um, we have to allow our kids to experience life, full life, including dogs. And now, if you have had a positive experience when you had your dog, and now you're in that stage of your life that you think that you should have a dog because you deserve to have a dog, and also the kids are asking, then you're making those decisions emotionally. In general, when it comes to dogs, you don't want to make emotional decisions. You want to make a logical decision. Logical decision means you're thinking with your head, not with your heart, because you have to remember that you're bringing a living creature to your life. You're bringing a living being to your life, and your dog needs to have that opportunity to live a full life. You're bringing a living life, living, breathing creature who has feelings and emotions just like you do. So you have to be considering all these things um, when it comes to making that decision of whether you should get a dog overall or not, whether it's for your kids or for yourself or your family. You want to make sure that your kids are not emotionally, and you are not emotionally involved with that decision making. So many people see pictures like this, they start imagining that that's what life is going to be, right? Life with dog is going to be, sweet, fun, happy, emotionally positive, all these things. We think of these pictures, but there is a dark side to this story, which I'm not going to share pictures of it, but there's a dark side of this story as well, which I'm going to talk about it in this video. Now, there's another type of parent who also is a good parent. There are good parents in general. There's a good mom, good dad, and can't say no to their kids. That's the problem. They can't say no to their kids. I mean, their kids are asking them, we want a dog, and they can't say no because they feel like if they say no to their kids, they're going to break their kids' heart. They're going to create a negative relationship with their kids. But the problem is that you have to say no also, not only to your kids. You have to be comfortable saying no to your kids, but you have to be comfortable saying no to your dog as well. If you're going to get a dog, you have to be saying no to your dog as well. Every living creature, including dogs and kids and humans and bugs and microbes, bacteria, every living thing experiences both positive and negative experiences in life. So we need to expose our kids and our dogs and everything else, ourselves, to both negative and positive. We can't have always be bombarded with positive information and positive feelings and emotions. We need to be experiencing negative emotions and feelings as well, because if we feel that everything is positive, or vice versa, everything is negative, we are not experiencing life at its fullest, right? When we are experiencing only negative, positive stuff, we learn that everything is being provided to us, and every life is positive, and we can get everything at the moment that we wish for it. And that's not reality. And as a parent, I am not a parent myself, but as a parent, I have worked with many, as a dog owner myself, I have worked with many parents, and I see the problem, at least the problem that I see in North America. That's how I see it, is that parents are not capable of saying no to their kids. And they have a hard time understanding this concept that by saying no to your kids, you're not building a negative relationship. You're teaching your kids something about life. And when it comes to dogs themselves, need to understand that another dog is going to be added, another family member is going to be added to the family, and it's a big responsibility. We're going to talk about those a little bit more in details too, but adding another living creature to your life is not a simple thing. You're not just buying a toy, you're not just buying a coffee machine or vacuum cleaner, you're buying a living creature. So I'm very curious to know what are your experiences, and what are your um, feelings and emotions when it comes to kids and dogs, especially when it comes to being parent and saying yes or no to your kids. Share those experiences with me in the comments area or in the chat area. Let me know what you think. And these are the things that we have to be concerned about when it comes to deciding whether we want to get a dog for our kids. Because again, there are two types of kids, two types of parents who have had a childhood emotional connection with the dog, whether positive or negative, and they are reliving that experience at this age, and they want to share that with their kids. Or whether it was positive or negative. If they had a negative, they say no to their kids. No, dogs are not good, dogs are dangerous, dogs are not safe. They go that route. But in general, the other types of parents are parents who are not capable of saying no to their kids. And when you can't say no to your kids, you're actually digging a hole, and you're making it the situation worse, because you're not able to make another logical decision. You're making a decision based on your emotions and based on uh, your feelings, rather than logically to understand whether we should get a dog for our kids or not. So let's talk about what involves with having a dog in our lives. Again, if you are a single parent, or you are a regular family who has kids and want to get a dog, you have to understand that having a dog is another adding another member to the family. So your family grows up when you add a dog to your family. It becomes a bigger family, and it becomes a lot more work, especially if you get a puppy. When you get a puppy, uh, you are going to be um, dealing with a lot of work, a lot of uh, duties that you have to focus on, and you have to be paying attention to the puppy most. The kids, if you have, especially if you have young kids or babies, you can't have a baby and a dog or a puppy at the same time. That is nightmare. That is just um, not planning life properly in general. So consider that when you're having a puppy or a young dog or a dog who you just adopted, you need to be focusing on the matter, which is the dog, 100% when you get the dog. You can't be focusing on kids or other stuff. So make sure that your eggs are in 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 a row. You have control and have managed your kids and other part of your life before you bring a dog to your life. Let me know in the chat area if this is making sense to you. And if you're watching and you're enjoying this live session and conversation that we're having, and whether you're live or not, let me know, in the comments area what you think, and also give it a like, and please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon as well to get notified as soon as I post my next video or if I go live. And also hit the like button as well. All right, so let's continue. So having a dog in our lives is a big decision that we have to make. So you have to make that decision whether you can have a dog in your life or not. So as a parent, first of all, you have to be logical and think about it logically, whether it's a good idea to have a dog or not emotionally. So we got over that idea, is that we can't make an emotional decision when it comes to dogs, right? We can't just say because of this, of that, because I feel like this, because I feel like, I didn't have the opportunity to have a dog when I was a kid, so now it's an opportunity for me to have a dog now. I'm gonna get a dog. We got over that. We're not making any emotional decision at the moment. We're making a logical decision at the moment, which means, can we have a dog in our life at the moment, in our lifestyle, the way it is now? Can we have a dog, especially with the pandemic going on, with the lockdowns happening? The kids are probably staying home and studying and getting education at home. Life is different, especially the holidays are coming. We will be spending more time probably at home because of the holidays. And should we get a dog as a gift for our kids? So let's talk about those parts. So as I said, life is different now. It's not the same as last year. A few months ago, if you had asked me the same question, I would have answered you a different answer, because life was completely different that time. And now we are talking about lockdowns, we are talking about pandemics, we are talking about COVID, we're talking about social distancing, physical distancing, we're talking about bacteria, viruses, this and that. So can we have a dog in this lifestyle at the moment? So you need to be considerate that yes, life is different now, and we can't predict that next year or a few months from now life is going to go back to normal either. So we have to be considerate about all this. Now, I'm not saying don't get a dog. I want you to make a educated decision when it comes to getting a dog. So should you get a dog at this time? I would say probably not, because nothing is predictable at this moment. Because yes, the kids are home now, or they're not home now. Maybe next week they're home, maybe they're not home. See how it is. Maybe they're going back to school, maybe they won't go back to school, maybe we have to go back to lockdown. You never know. It's the decision that you have to make based on what you are seeing at the moment, whether you should get a dog for your kids or not. If the kids are pushing you and forcing you to get a dog, I highly suggest you to have a sit and talk with them and educate them what is the reality of life at the moment, because life is not predictable at the moment. We don't know what's going on, and you don't want to bring another family member to your life and add another duty and another responsibility and another um, problem to your life, because it's going to be a problem. Why? Because there are people who have a dog now, even now, experienced dog owners. They have a dog and they have kids, and they don't know what to do with their kids because the kids have someday have school, someday they don't have school. The dog can stay home, and some, these dogs that have had a regular routine, now they're having unusual routine. It stresses them out as well, because everything is different now, everything has changed. So I see a lot of dogs who are having also mental breakdown, mental issues, emotional issues, behavioral issues, just because of what is going on with the humans during this pandemic. Believe it or not, it is scary. So it is our duty to understand and make that decision logically based on what can we offer to our dogs at this moment, right? Kids, if you have kids, kids are the main focus of yours now, not dogs. Dogs need a lot of attention. I feel for dogs. My purpose of life is to help dogs and humans live a healthy and happy life together, right? I want you to become an educated dog lover so you can make an educated decision. This includes making that decision of whether you should have a dog or not, whether you should get a dog for your kids or not. And we're going to talk about also the benefits of having a dog. Okay, I'm not saying all negative stuff, but I want you to understand and know the reality of life at the moment. So dogs are a lot of responsibility, especially if you get a puppy. Few days ago, I had a call from a mom who wanted to get puppy for their kid, and I explained it. Puppies are a lot of work, and especially now that we don't know what's going on with the kids. Kids are home and then they're not home. All these things are happening. You have a lot of responsibility. You have to raise a puppy, or it's like raising a kid, a baby. It's just like that. And most people have this picture in their mind, right? Which is possible. It is yes, it could happen if you do everything properly. If everything is lined up properly, yes, you could have a life like this with kids and dog. Yes, but we are in different situation now, right? So it is a lot of work, it is a lot of responsibility to have a dog. And the kids, they may say, you know what, I'm going to look after the dog, I'm going to take care of the dog. But believe it or not, again, based on my experience of 15 years, over 15 years of working with dogs and dog owners, it has been that kids, not that they're trying to lie or cheat or anything like that, but that's their capability. They will say things to get what they want. Without unintentionally, they will say and do those things. But eventually, what happens when they say, "I will take care of a dog," kids, what happens is they don't take full responsibility of having a dog and raising a dog. right? 80% of the workload of having a dog ends up into the parent's shoulder, right? And kids will say everything. They will say, I will do everything and all that. But the thing is, kids are busy. Kids get busy with school. Kids get busy with school activities. Kids get busy with lessons, with friends. Friends, the game of certain game that they play becomes more important than the dog, because that game involves friends, and they don't want to say no to their friends, so they will, for example, rather play with their friends the game online than walking and taking care of the dog. And they will say those things, and they will, because they have this intention of and this imagination and the picture in their mind that that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be just chilling with my dog and enjoying my dog and having fun with my dog, and it's all cool. We can sleep together in bed. It's going to be so much fun. But having a dog requires you to have a lot of work. To raise a dog and take care of a dog, it's a lot of work. You have to walk them 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. You have to take care of them, clean up after them. You have to feed them. You have to brush them. You have to play with them. You have to exercise them. You have to train them. Who's going to be training the dog? Is it the kid is going to train the dog? The kids don't know what they're supposed to do with the dog. How are they going to train the dog? You end up training the dog. The parents end up training the dog. Kids have to learn all these things. So if you have a good kid, if you have good kids who are responsible, who are willing to work with you 100% of the time and take responsibility and learn from you and get information from you and do things that you ask them to do, then that's a different scenario. But as a parent, if you don't have control over your kids, I highly suggest you not to get a dog yet. Manage and control your kids. Here's an example. I'll give you an example. There were parents who were coming. I have a doggy daycare too. There are parents who were coming to pick up their dog, and their dog they were coming with their kids to pick up their dog from the daycare, and the kids were running around. We have a front area, front store. Kids were running around like maniac in front, picking up everything, dropping things, making a mess, jumping on everything. And the dog was brought for them to pick up, and the dog was doing the same thing the kids were doing. And it was a chaos in front. This is not once, many, many, many examples. many times was happening. And it was a chaos in front. So I asked the parent to take care of the kid and the dog, hold on to them, control them, manage them, because it was a chaos. We needed to have some calmness and some management and control in front store so we can take care of the other clients as well. But the parent, I can't say no to them. They're having fun. So the parent couldn't say no to their kids, couldn't control the kids, and couldn't control the dog. So if you have a life like that, if you're busy, your life is busy with kids and school and work and all these things, don't add another dog or another creature, another member to your family, because you have to learn to manage what you have at the moment before you get a dog. And I think, again, these people are good people, good parents. You are a good parent. You are a good person, and you want to have a dog and expand your family, but you have to learn how to control and manage your family first before you bring another creature to your life. And it's important for you to uh, learn to learn. First of all, you have to learn that I need to have everything under control. If I can't control my kids and the kids are asking for a dog, I'm just creating it's going to be a recipe for disaster, right? So don't get pressured by your kids and their promises that they will take care of the dog and all that. 9 out of 10 kids do not commit to take care of the dogs. 90% of the responsibility, 80 to 90% of responsibility of raising a dog ends up in the parents' hands. They end up taking care of the dog. The kids are just using and taking time to spend and have fun with the dog. Only when everything else has been taken care of, then the kids get involved and they say, you know what? Now the dog is tired and relaxed and you did everything. Now I'm just going to enjoy the dog. I'm just going to kiss the dog and hang out with the dog. That's all they're going to do. They're not going to be walking the dog. They're not going to take the dog for a walk. They're not going to, look after the dog. They're not going to feed the dog. They're not going to take care of the dog. That's unfortunately the truth, the reality. Okay, so I want you to understand that part of it as well. Right now, again, I'm not saying don't get a dog. I want you to have fun with a dog. Having a dog is the best thing that you can do to yourself and to your kids and your family. It's very healthy to have a dog in your life as long as you have everything under control. Everything else has to be under control before you bring another dog to your life. What that means is if you have your kids under control, your kids are managed, controlled, they're examples to the community that this is how kids should be. If you have kids like that, go ahead and have a dog. If your life is under control, you have a steady work, income, family is healthy and happy, and everything is under positive energy, go ahead and have a dog. If you have a life that is chaos and it's crazy and it's lots of pain and sorrow and emotional challenges, it's not a good time to have a dog unless you want a therapy dog. A therapy dog is different than a pet. A therapy dog, you plan to have a therapy dog. There is a reason why you're getting a therapy dog. There's a reason why you are taking that route of getting a therapy dog. And because of this, you're getting this dog. But if other than that, you're not just going to get a dog because I said so, or you said so, or the kids said so. That doesn't make sense to have a dog. I want you to have a dog. It's, as I said, it's the best thing you can do to your family and your life and your health. When it comes to having a dog, is the best thing. It is healthy for kids to have a dog. It is. Studies have shown that kids who live with the dog during the first year had a better immune system. So there are lots of good things and positive things when it comes to having a dog, especially if you have kids and babies. Especially if you have babies, the first year of the baby, if you have a dog, Your dog brings a lot of healthy um, energy and healthy bacteria to the kid, to the baby. At- as long as it's first year, especially the first year of the baby, um, they develop healthier immune system because of the dog. Now, when babies and become kids and they're older, still it is healthier to have a dog. So some of the health, mental and physical and emotional benefits of having a dog with kids is that dogs teach kids responsibility. If you have good kids, if you have kids who are not under control, they're not going to be learning responsibility. They're going to learn chaos, more chaos. It brings the spirits of the kid, it makes the spirits of the kids go higher, become higher. And dogs keep the kids active. It teaches kids selflessness. It makes the kids to focus on another creature, another animal, to care for them and not to think about themselves. It teaches them to think about other others, right? That's very important. I think one of the main reasons I wanted to educate dog owners was to help them to learn to take care of a dog properly by providing their dogs daily five essential needs, which are exercise, training, socialization, care, and affection. I want dog owners to learn this and start providing all these five things for their dogs so they can learn how to care for others, for other creatures, for other animals. If we start learning to care for others and other creatures, we are going to care for our community. And then we're going to be able to care for our society, then for our country, and then for our world by just being able to focus on others, including animals, including dogs. So, one of the main reasons I wanted to be helping dog owners to become educated dog lovers was to teach them not to focus on them. I'm not saying don't pay attention to yours. You have to be yourself. You have to be in good health, good mental, physical, emotional health in order to be able to help others. But if you are healthy and happy and are not emotionally challenged, it is perfect to care for others. It is time to care for others, including dogs, right? So that was that's one of the things that you have to also remember, that when you are caring for another, when you have a dog, you need to focus on providing care and all kinds of care, emotional, mental, behavioral, health wise, physical, uh, care for other creature, other dog, in this case dog. And when you're caring for this dog, you are not thinking about yourself, you're thinking about others. And when you're thinking about others, you're going to be having effects on others, on your society, on your community, and in the world. So that is why I want you to learn to take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your kids first, and then bring a dog to that life. And also, having a dog with kids it helps them to build confidence. So there are lot more benefits when it comes to kids and dogs. But my main message has been, if you want to get a dog for your kids or for your kid, is first of all, make sure that you are not making an emotional decision. You're making a logical decision when it comes to having a dog. It's a lot of responsibility to have a dog. It's not just like buying a coffee machine, as I said. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of responsibility, because if you do it properly, if you want to have a dog and live a healthy and happy life yourself, and you want to provide a healthy and happy life for your dog, you need to provide all these things for your dog. Daily activities, daily, you need to provide these daily 5 essential needs for your dog, which is exercise. You have to take your dog for a walk. Your puppy, your dog has to go for a walk 3, 4, 5 times a day, every day, 365 days a year, 7 days a week. Has to go for a walk, right? You have to play with your dog. That dog needs exercise, needs physical activities. You need to train your dog. Yes, daily training is a must. You have to train your puppy every day, train your dog every day. Every day you have to provide mental stimulation for your dog as well. You need to provide daily socialization. Your dog needs to get socialized and be exposed to everything every day. And then you have to provide proper care for your dog as well, and then also affection. So all these things has to be provided for your dog in order for that dog to be healthy and happy. That means you have to provide these things for yourself as well, and maybe for your kids and your family members as well. This formula actually applies to humans and dogs as well, right? The difference between this and providing this for dogs and humans is you have to provide all this for dogs, but for humans you have to provide them additional stuff. You have to provide for your kids and yourself, computer, laptop, phone, games, house, pool, extra stuff that a dog doesn't need, right? But the formula is the same way. It goes across humans and animals and dogs. And when you're making that decision of whether I should get a dog for my kids or not, make sure that you are ready to have a dog and have 100% focus on that dog. You have to have your eggs in a row. You have to have your everything under control, managed, before you bring a dog. If you have that opportunity, that everything is under control, especially now that we're going through this pandemics and through chaos of lockdown and social distancing and physical distancing, and especially Christmas is coming as well. Don't think momentarily. Don't think about, okay, next few weeks we're on lockdown and we're home and it's holidays, let's get a dog. Bad idea. Because a month from now, 2 months from now, everything could change. Better or worse, you never know what's going to happen. So make sure you know what's going on now before you get a dog for your kids or for yourself. Hope that makes sense. I will be very curious to know your comments and your feedback about this topic or not. So before I end the show, I have a few more minutes. I'm going to go through the questionnaire and answer some of the questions that has come through the chat line, and we'll end the show in about 10 minutes. Lila is asking, how do I stop my dog from chewing because I have a puppy that bites and chews and she will not stop? How do I stop my dog chewing? I have 3 dogs and 1 cat, 1 lizard, 2 turtles, and 30 fish, and my bunny and hamster died. So you have a zoo at home. You have a lot of pets. You're a pet lover. You're an animal lover, it looks like. And then you have a puppy as well. You have a dog who can't, um, who's chewing, right? So before I answer this question, so I want you to understand these are the challenges that you're going to have when you have a dog. You're going to have a dog who's going to be having chewing problem, right? Are you capable of handling this situation? So if you have to come and ask me, how do I stop my dog from chewing? That means you're not ready. You're not ready to have a dog. That is reality. That is a fact. If you have to research how to stop a dog from chewing, that means you are not ready to have a dog. What I mean by that is, I don't mean it in a negative way, but I want you to understand that you don't get, for example, you don't go and buy a coffee machine just because, even just to buy a coffee machine, you do your research, right? You go and read the reviews, you go and read the functions of the coffee machine. Does this make coffee with a grind coffee? Do I have to put capsules in them? You study all these things before you buy a coffee machine. But when it comes to dogs, we just go and buy it. I want you to read. What I mean by that is you have to read the manual first before you get a dog. You have to know how to operate a dog before you get a dog. You don't get a dog and then you figure out how to deal with it. That's the attitude of nowadays. People get a dog first and then figure out how to deal with it. You have to learn first. Is the dog, are you capable of having a dog, first of all, and then figure out, okay, what are the things that I need to know, basic stuff that I need to know about the dog. And then if I can handle those, then I'm going to get a dog. So chewing, for example, is one of the very, very, very basics of owning a dog. And many people have this problem of having this issue and not knowing how to deal with it. And the reason for a puppy or a dog is chewing is because, first of all, is teething. Do you know what teething is? Teething is when a puppy is replacing its puppy teeth with older teeth, adult teeth. So when that phenomenon happens, their gums is feeling funny. It feels tinglish. It feels unusual. So it feels annoying. So they want to get rid of that annoyance. So what they do is they chew things, because when they're chewing, their gum gets massaged and relieves themselves from that sensation. So chewing, it's a normal, natural behavior for a dog. And if you didn't know that, I'm surprised that you have a dog, first of all. Okay, but you have to know that these things come. It's like, you bought a car and you realize that the car has gears. You need to know ahead of time that the car has gears before you buy a car or before you even think about driving. You have to know how to drive a car before you get a car. That's the point. So chewing is a very natural, normal behavior for dogs. And if you have a puppy or dog who's chewing, that means, first of all, they're teething. And second of all, you have to provide a lot of physical, mental, emotional stimulation. Okay? Focus on providing your puppy's daily 5 essential needs. If you do this, the chewing goes away. What it has to do with exercise? If your puppy is bored, it's going to start chewing things. If you don't provide exercise, your puppy is going to get bored. It's going to chew things. If you don't train it, it's going to have behavioral issues, and it's going to start chewing and biting you. If you don't provide socialization, your puppy is going to say, you know what, I can chew and bite everybody, including your friends, your family members. You have to provide all these things for your puppy and your dog in order to relieve that sensation and also the mental state. Luca is saying hi. Vivo Pencil is saying we're buying a beagle. And Vivo Pencil is saying I'm a kid. So you're a kid. There we go. I really want a dog and I will take care of the dog. I know you're saying that now, but if you're a kid, I'm sure your parents are going to take over all the responsibility. You are going to be busy with your life, with your kid lives, right? Doing your things. And the dog comes the last, right? That's what I was just talking about it. And if you're going to get a beagle, and I know, one of the things that I've realized in India, I've recently learned that many beagles are very popular in India, and many people are buying beagles, which it's not a good thing and a bad thing, but it's not really good because most breeders in India, apparently they're giving away their puppies at 30 days of age, which is crazy. That's too young. That's too young for a puppy to be released from its parents and sibling and given away to a family, a human family. A big old puppy should be staying with their parents and with the breeder up to 12 weeks. So if you can ask your breeder to keep it until 12 weeks, that would be great if you're going to get a puppy. Next question is Don V. Filmora Tutorials. Thank you for being here. You're a regular to my channel. Thank you. I think my golden retriever pup has brought so much excitement home. Studying from home has been a blessing in a way, which is good. Is 5 months old now. Any tips on exercise during the winter? Would love a video about that. During the winter, exercises, for a 5 months old, let me just show you this. So it doesn't matter what age your puppy or your dog is. When you're talking about providing daily 5 essential needs for your dog, you need to remember to provide these 5 things, but the first 2 are very important as well. The first 3 are very important, but the first 2 is, regarding your question of exercise. So exercise is a physical stimulation, training is mental stimulation. Okay, so exercise should be 30% of the daily activity, whereas training should be 70% of daily activity. That means a lot of mental activities, whether it's winter or summer, especially in winter, you have to focus more on training, mental stimulation, because in winter, animals, including your dog, including humans, we slow down. That is nature's way of telling us, slow down, stop, and just pause. This is the time for our lives and our body and our physical being to slow down and pause and relax. There's a reason why nature has seasons, right? There's a reason why there's a snow, there's cold, and there's summer and heat, and fall and spring, right? There's a reason why. So winter, the nature is telling us to slow down. So we need to physically slow down. So our dogs also, part of being nature, they need to slow down. We can't force them to over-exercise just because it's winter. So Focus on providing more mental stimulation, games, training, a lot of activities that requires your dog to use its brain rather than physical activity. In winter, for example, in summer, for example, if you were walking your dog for an hour a day, in winter you should be walking it 30 minutes. In summer, if you were not training at all, in winter you should be training it 100%. So focus on that. Hope that makes sense. Okay. I think, yeah, that would be my answer. I can't come up with games. I have videos on my channel that you can go and watch the games that you can play with your dog. Let me pull that out. I'll give you the link to games that you can play. So I'm gonna name it games. I'm gonna share a link in the chat area. Go ahead and watch those. Those are games that you can do it at home. You can play these games at home and not only physically stimulate your dog, but mentally as well. Redirecting, chewing, and teaching him not to bite hard are essential. Research is key. Yes. So yeah, chewing is one of those situations that people have to know how to solve it ahead of time, beforehand. And thank you so much for the answer. You are very welcome. All right. So that is it for the day show. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video and you gained some information and some knowledge about dogs and whether you should get a dog for your kids or not, I hope you gained something. And if you liked it, give it a like. I'm going to share some videos at the end of this video. Go ahead and watch those videos. It's going to help you a lot more, and you're going to gain a lot more information about dogs. And I hope you like this video. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon as well, so you will get notified as soon as I post my next video, or if I go live. And do me a favor and let me know what type of videos, what type of content would you like me to make videos about. Leave those comments and feedback in the comments area as well. And until next time, have fun with your dog.